Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for Friday Night Not So Live. My name is Sharon Rogers, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And I am currently at the Grand Floridian in Orlando, Florida. Stampin' Up's incentive trip sent us to Disney World. This is the first trip I've earned through a lot of hard work, but I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my customers and team members. So thank you so much for giving me this little time away with my husband, courtesy of Stampin' Up. Now, I want you to know I didn't forget about you, so I created furiously before I left a video for you to watch and maybe craft along with. I think you'll enjoy it. Introducing Timid Tiger. Now this is obviously an orange, but it is not as bright as, say, our pumpkin pie. That is definitely a very Halloween orange. This is a little bit more towards a cantaloupe, although it's a little bit darker than cantaloupe. If I bring in some other colors that are kind of orangey, here is Peach Pie. So this is a 2025-2027 in color. This is a 2024-2026 in color. This was just a regular color. Other colors that go nicely with these together. I mean, this is just making me think of Fun in the Sun, which is what I'm hopefully having. I could also bring in a little bit of pretty petal pink. That kind of is in the same. Probably looks better without the yellow. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create with these two colors. And I will probably bring in this yellow as well, just for the brightness. And I'm going to kind of anchor it with a little bit of garden green. I'm going to get out, and there's going to be very little stamping on this card. I'm going to get out my Pretty Florals dies. So this is a bundle, and these are the stamp sets. I'm not using any of these stamp sets. I'm just going to use the dies. So when you look at the dies, we've got dies that cut out the stamped images. So these open ones cut out the stamped images. And then we've got some of these that make standalone flowers, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I got this idea from a fellow incentive trip earner, Amy Kernders. And let's see, what we need to do is first cut this down a little bit, because I do not need pieces that large going through my paper trimmer. I'm just going to cut some down and make it a little bit more manageable. Normally I would use some scraps, but I don't have any scraps of these colors. I will after this video though. And then the card base, I believe I'm going to do in Lemon Lolly. So I'll cut that in half at 5.5. And score it at 4.25. I may decide to dress this up a little bit. I'm not quite sure yet. So now what I want to do is I want to bring in some of those standalone dies. I want to make, I want these stems and leaves on my garden green. And then I've made the flowers over here and the stems and stuff over here. So I know I want to go this is the base of the flowers. And then these are the flowers themselves. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way and bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. These images are all relatively small, so we should be able to get them all in one pass. My top plate. Oh, I guess this is my top plate. It's in better shape. So I want the base of my flowers to be in the darker color. This is Timid Tiger. And I know I'm not really focusing on it. It's not the main part of my card here. But I'm not really an orange girl, so, oh, look at that. I have to do it backwards because, here, let me turn this around. I wasn't paying attention where I put my handle. So Timid Tiger's probably not a color that I would do a lot of. I'm just not really an orangey kind of person. So we've got those 3 pieces right there. We've got these 3 pieces right here. And this one kind of comes out on its own. There we go. All right. Now it's a matter of putting this stuff together. I'm gonna bring these flowers in, and these are gonna go right on the base. And I don't know if there's some that go with, you know, I don't know if they're mix and match. I don't know. These look like they go pretty well right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. And let's get a little glue out. I mean, let me show you that you can mix and match. So that fits on that one nicely as well. This one is a little bit less nice, so I think this one does go over here, I would say. This one might go here. This one might go here. I don't know. It's pretty close. Let's just put a little bit of glue right here on the back. You could even put green here too if you wanted to think of those as, you know, the base leaves. But I'm gonna put those in just a slightly darker color than the cardstock flower. Let's see, there we go. Like that. And one more. And we've got that. And we just play around with the angle. So we've got, now if I bring these guys in, these guys are gonna sit right like that. So I'm gonna have to first put them on my card. All right, let's get that out of here. Now when I put them on this card, look at how bright and sunny that is. So we would have something that looks like this. And let's put the tallest one right up there. And then we've got another one down here. And then we've got another one over here. So we're gonna have, just moved them. I don't think I like that one. I think I want the bigger, larger one up there. So we just have some flowers there that we have to connect all together. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the small ones on in the back. So this glue is a very good glue. It's gonna hold things on pretty nicely. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on all of that. Okay. And the first ones I'm gonna put on are the ones kind of that are going in the back here. So I'll just put that on there and hold it for just a second. Okay. And then I want to put the other one, let's see, I think this one's smaller, so let's put this one over here. There we go. And then we can put this one in. Ooh, I stuck that together, didn't I? I didn't mean to. Did not mean to. So there we go. So there are our flowers. Now, you know what? It's very sunny and bright, but I think it's too much. I wonder if putting it on the petal pink would be better. Oh, I think it would be, but you know, it would make it even better if we gave this some texture, this in the background, some texture. I'm gonna cut it down to a 4" by 5¼ layer. We'll get rid of that. We'll have to use that again sometime. Let's pull in Forever Plaid and see how that goes. So Forever Plaid is not a 3D folder. Oh, yes, it is a 3D folder. Sorry about that. And I'm just trying to get it so that the lines are somewhat straight. Here we go. Let's bring in our machine. And so when you have a 3D embossing folder, you want just plate number 1, your folder, folded edge through first, and a number 4 plate. Here we have that. And oh, this is going to be nice. Bring in a card base here. We're going to have something that looks just like that. And, you know, I almost feel like it would have been nice to have a little bit of color out here. Either that color or maybe even the Timid Tiger. Let's see. Let's see what we like. Do we like a little bit of Timid Tiger showing? Oh, I think we do. I think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more. And that's, there's always a risk when you're cutting, when you are cutting down something that's been embossed. If the embossing is very deep, it could alter, or it could just not cut very nicely and leave some frayed edges, but this one seems to be doing okay. So I will get another piece of Timid Tiger out, and I want this one to be 4 by 5¼ Let's go ahead and put this together. And then we're going to layer this onto our card base. The only thing we're going to be stamping on this card is our sentiment. And so then we have these flowers right here, and of course we need to put those up on dimensionals. And I'm just going to put the blossoms up. I'm not going to get anything on those little stems. All right. So here we have that. Now we just need a little sentiment strip. And Amy did a little banner with the Stylish Shapes dies. I think she used this long one right here, but I think I'm gonna just cut my own. I'm just gonna take a piece of white scrap because I have plenty of that. Here I have The Right Words, which is a new sentiment set. I can't remember if it's in the catalog or if it's one of the online exclusives. I'm just gonna make this white piece a little bit more manageable in size. Let's go with, what do you think? Thinking of You or Sending Good Vibes? I feel like, oh, let's just do happy birthday. Let's do happy birthday. Where's happy birthday? Right here. It's been a while since I've mounted a stamp for you, so let me show you how it's done. Or this is the method I prefer using anyway. Requires a block. And we'll need to get out our happy birthday sentiment here. And I'm going to find where it is split on the back. Just kind of peel that away. This is going to help in the next step. And I'm peeling the whole thing off, the sticker and the backing, putting it on a block, peeling those two pieces off. And then I'm going to take the backing off the red rubber, I think. There we go. Let's see. Happy's on this side. And I'm just going to line it up so that the sticker, and I can see the edge of the sticker, goes over the edge of that, and then you can peel it off. Well, I do need to stamp with it, but then it's a perfectly mounted label on my stamp. So we need a smaller piece. This needs to be thinner. Let's shoot for 1/2 inch, I guess. How about 5/8 of an inch? 5/8 of an inch. How about that? Something that looks like that. Oh, look, we could put it under here and just put the happy birthday over here. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and use Garden Green. We'll stamp on the left side. Ooh, I think that was crooked and I got an edge. Let's stamp on the other side. Beautiful. And if I put that right under there, let's see. I think what I'll do is I'll mimic this angle here and just cut that off at an angle. You could even split it over like that. Let's do this. And so we have something that looks just like that. Ooh, I like it. I like it. We could put this up on dimensionals too. And then those stems will just lay up there. Let's see if we can slide that under there with the piece right there. So here we go, just like that. And we need some dimensionals, or we need some sparkly things. What I'm going to bring in are my Timid Tiger flat pearls. Honestly, I love these flat pearls so much because they are super shiny. They've got an iridescence to them and they are super flat. So let's, I don't know if this one's too big to use or not. One of these days I'm going to start using my Take Your Pick tool again. Let's see, I'm not going to press down too much. I want to see if I can figure out where I want them all to go first. Probably one here, and then another one up here. Oh yeah, I like that. And then we just need something for the inside. Now for the inside, that might be where we could stamp. We could just bring in our stamp and do the same stuff. And I'm not going to get out my peach pie for the inside, But let's go ahead and stamp a little bit with Timid Tiger. So for the inside, we'll need a piece of basic white. All right, and so that's 3 3/4 by 5. We'll need to stamp it first. Oh, which one should we do? I think we should do the same one that's on the outside. So let's go ahead and free up a block here. And we'll stamp our stems. Let's see, let's put them on this side. I like to write on the other side. Now I'm going to take the background stamp first. And I don't want it full strength. I want the full strength one to be the front part, which is like right on here. So let's take this, and we're gonna find a piece of scrap paper. And it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's brown. We'll stamp off, and then we will stamp right there. And so you can see that looks a lot. It looks a lot like peach. It's a little bit more orange than the peach. That's all right. And then we'll put the details over it in full strength Timid Tiger. And there we go. Pretty little flower, don't you think? All right, let's just put that on the inside of our card. By the way, that flower would look really nice on an envelope as well. But this is going to go to someone at church, I think, and those get Curtis Lake envelopes. So there's our card. Happy Friday. I was so pleased with how that card turned out. I hope you liked it too. Now just remember, while I'm at Disney, which is through Sunday, there is an ordering special for each of you that places an order of $50 or more. And don't forget, we have a new catalog and new online exclusives and new kits. Then I will match Stampin' Up's Stampin' Rewards. So they will give you 10% of your merchandise total towards a future purchase. And then I will gift 10% of your merchandise total toward a future purchase. So free money on the table for future purchases for those of you making a purchase in my online store through this Sunday. You can find the link in the description of this video. And don't forget, I had a product share sign up for two-tone cardstock going on right now until the 25th. I think it's the 25th. So if you're interested in that, sign up. I've got one group, as the time of I'm filming this on Wednesday, I've got one group almost completely full, and then I'll be starting on another group, but I can't guarantee a second group will run. I need at least 5 people in a second group for it to run. So sign up now, get into that first group if you can. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend. I know I'm going to.